thank you so much for making time with me, man, to do this interview. We were just talking beforehand. How long have you been in the city for, Toronto?
3 days.
What's it been like for you?
Hot, sweaty. I'm probably sweating right now. Yeah.
I can see the red on your face too.
Yeah. Well, I've been running in the mornings, which has been nice, and but yeah, just I love Toronto. Love coming here. Love feeling the streets and being out and doing things. So last night had a good night at Dakota and went to the Drake where I was staying, and yeah, here we are today. I finally got here. I was late because I went to the wrong place. Google Maps told me to go to Bay Street.
Google, I think Google does this kind of stuff almost like somebody in Google is like, hey, let's screw him around. Let's send him over here.
I think it was karma, actually, because I took the streetcar and a bus. Because I'm like, I'll just do that. Let's do that. Why take a cab? And both their machines were broken, so it was free. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is great. And then, of course, I go to the wrong location, so then, $15 later.
Well, look, man, I'm just glad that you're able to make it here over at the Strut Entertainment offices so that we get a chance to talk, man. You have a new EP out. Congratulations on that.
I do. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a little while coming, and happy to have it out.
Well, it's kind of funny because, and we're going to talk about the EP and the new music and stuff like that, too. How many albums have you released since 2006?
8 recorded albums and 1 double live album.
That's old school. Yeah. Not knocking anybody today, but a lot of artists wait sometimes 3 or 4 years before they do that, man. Where did all this music come from?
I have a lot of mediocre music. Just kidding. I don't know. I love making music and writing music, and I feel pretty good about most of the things I put out. At the time, I always thought it was really good, and looking back, there's only a few songs that I'm like, I don't know about that one, but, in a catalog that big, there's going to be a few mulligans. But no, I love making music, I love writing music, I love recording music, and I love sharing what I've kind of come up with my friends, with people.
I love it, man. Yeah. Okay, so now you guys share the life story and how this all began. Originally, you're from?
From Vancouver area, mm-hmm. Yeah, and we moved to the Sunshine Coast, which is still attached to the lower mainland of near Vancouver, but you have to take a ferry to get there. And we live on a property that has lots of trees, lots of green space, lots of flowers, and lots of animals. And I kind of took the full year of just kind of chilling out and come up with music and light fires outside and inside and just kind of sit by the fire and make music. So I was lucky enough to have some of these songs land on my lap, and we went to the studio and cut it in about 7 days, and here we are.
But before all that, though, and correct me if I'm wrong, were you an electrician?
Yeah, I went back. So in 2007, I was able to quit my job to do music full time, and I was halfway through my electrical apprenticeship. So it was always something I thought maybe I should go back and finish. So around 2015 or so, I thought let me try and do both of these at the same time. Mm-hmm. So I did the music full time, and I went back and did some schooling and some working, and it took me about 3 more years, and then I finally got my ticket. Did not come easy for me. I'm not like a natural, electrician. A lot of the schooling was pretty difficult. Thankfully, there's a lot of old guys like me that were going back and doing it, so I didn't feel like the old guy at BCIT. But I'm really happy I did it, and proud that I have, some sort of skill under my belt as well as being a musician. So.
Plus the fact if anything ever goes down in the studio, you can kind of look at it and go, well, maybe it's this or that.
I could try and figure it out. I could attempt.
So you did this as the backup, though, but where did that love of music really come from? When did you just start writing, and when did you start realizing, you know what, man, this is something that I really want to start pursuing?
I always loved music and played piano and ukulele and stuff growing up, but it wasn't until high school, grade 9, I think, my friends were in a punk rock band, and I went to their concert, and they gave me a video camera to film it, this big, I'm 37, so it was a big VHS camera kind of thing. And I remember just being at this wild punk rock show. There's probably only 30 people there, but it felt like 300 people. And I was videotaping it, and just the energy and everything. I thought, I don't play guitar or anything, but I could sing a little bit, I think. So thankfully that band kind of disbanded a few weeks later, and they needed a singer. So I jumped in and headbanged my way as a 15-year-old into some punk rock music. and then started playing the guitar because I felt naked up there. I was like, I don't look cool enough or know what to do when I'm not singing. So I decided to play the guitar, and then always thought, rather than learn other people's songs, I'll just write my own songs. That's what's, going to help me in this. So just always started writing songs, and yeah. Remember the first song I ever wrote, I was in a video class, and we did like a music video to it too, which I don't think many people could say they have a music video for their first song, but I don't know where it is today. It's probably lost.
Somebody's got to find this, man, because this is part of history. But punk music wasn't the genre that you're doing now.
No. I mean, that's why we called the EP beach music. That's what I kind of call it over the last few years. I mean, doing this for as long as I have, it's always like, what kind of music is it? And, I don't really think it's reggae. I don't really think it's rock. I think it's like all these, acoustic folk music. It's all these different kind of genres that I don't try to mash up, but I just have it all in me, and I just naturally do what I do. And so we do kind of cross genres every now and then, but I would love to start a punk band again. I don't think I'm too old to do that.
Nah, you're never too old for that. But did you find that when you were writing your music and you were performing it for audiences, not only did they love it though, but they were themselves like, what the hell's going on this stage?
Yeah, no, I guess there was a little bit of that. I've been lucky that I worked really hard for many years with zero success, just in a garage with my friends, and the bands that we were in was mostly the same guys, but one guy went to rehab, another guy had a bit of a mental breakdown, and just like things just unraveled. So I was sitting there at like 23, 24 being like, shit, what am I going to do now? So I just started doing my own music, and just haven't looked back. And yeah, lucky that people still seem to be interested in it, for sure.
Lyrically, though, how do you think that you've progressed that way in telling your stories through music?
I pay more attention to it now. I don't think I really paid much attention to it at the beginning. I'm more of like a melody person than a words person. Some people are like, all they hear is the words. Some people, I just hear the music. And if the music feels good, the words will figure itself out. And that's always the way I kind of was with writing music. It's just like, that's good enough. That'll be fine. Got my point across. But on this record, for sure, there was a little more introspection, and I didn't just settle with like the first thing I kind of did. I kind of like rehash it and not like overdo it, but kind of really make sure that I had some good sentences and words and everything together there. So yeah, I feel like I accomplished that more than I had on any other record. So
now the EP is called
Beach Music.
Beach Music. Okay, I just want to make sure. And the reason I'm asking this is because, as we talked about earlier, you've recorded like 7 or 8 albums. So when it came down to Beach Music for this EP, was this songs that you already had sort of left over from what you've done in the past? Or was this something where you went, okay, I've already got 8 albums, let me write something completely new that's going to go on this EP?
Yeah, no, they were all new. It was kind of like a new chapter where I kind of I took a full year just to kind of, we moved to Roberts Creek, and I just wanted to feel like what it was to live a different kind of lifestyle and be there and be out in nature. And so I just took the full year and wrote songs here and there. And I went to Maui to see my cousin, wrote a song there, and went to Fino to see my friend, wrote a song there. And they all just kind of seemed to connect together at some point. And yeah, the same thing with the beach music. It was like, people always ask what kind of music you do, and for years I've been calling it beach music, so I thought I might as well just put a label on it now, and that way there's no confusion.
What was it about, because it sounds like being out in nature and being away from the elements that you had before gave you this new spark?
I don't know, it's just a natural feeling, and I feel like we all kind of, at one point or another, kind of, not that you get lost, but you don't get a breath in life. And I felt at that point I hadn't really had a breath for a while. So it was my time to kind of take for myself and for my family to, really just kind of sit down and look and be like, wow, how lucky am I, So there was a lot of that going on. And then with that, it gave me another headspace to kind of be, I always talk about being open for songwriting, You have to be available, not just like time-wise, but like mentally. and spiritually too. And I've found myself being more open, and it was I think a lot of it had to do with just my surroundings and how lucky I was to be living where I am.
2 singles are released.
2 singles, yeah, more to come.
What are the songs and what are they about?
This first song, Fire, deals with I guess the legalization of marijuana a little bit, and the second song, Hot One, pretty much dedicated to my wife and my family, and just it's all about love, you know, and that's what most music, the best music is about love, and that's what a lot of these songs do have in common, and self-realization that you need these foundations there.
But you realize those 2 songs are probably 2 of the most opposite songs a guy could write.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I try not to pigeonhole myself, but I'm not cognizant of trying to do that. I just make sure that I just have a lot of things that I like to write about. So I think it's good that there's a different vibe on the album for sure.
What's going to happen now, tour-wise? Are you going to be doing more shows for the summer of 2019?
Yeah, I have a few more shows in Ontario that are solo, and then a handful of shows with the band out in BC. And then once the summer wraps up, then we're going to be looking at doing a fall tour with the whole album's coming out. So.
And when is the album is going to come out?
End of September, I believe.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So it's going to be the Beach Music LP.
So we have the Beach Music EP.
Yeah.
And we have the Beach Music LP.
Yeah, I know maybe it's a little lazy, but I wanted to call it Beach Music, and then we decided to kind of, this day and age, I'm trying to keep up with the kids, and everybody releases a single and an EP, and I've never done anything like that. I just release an album, you know?
I don't know why, but something hit my head. The Beach Music Symphony is going to be next. And hey, man, you can keep this going. This could be a trilogy here.
I like the genesis that you're coming up with here. That's a good idea.
For folks who want to get in touch with you, social media is the place to go to. So where do we go to find out about whether this trilogy happens? Tour-wise, where do we find you?
Yeah, you can go to danielwesley.com, and all my social handles are on there. And then I also have a thing called Journals that I've started where I'm just kind of like, you know, you can only say so much in a tweet or a Facebook message, and as my team knows, I'm really not into doing that anyway. So I've decided to kind of do like this little entry thing where every week or so I can kind of pop up a new thing that might be a little in a longer form, but maybe a little deeper and get to the point a little longer. So there's that. But yeah, all tour dates and stuff will be up there in news. So.
Looking forward to it, man. Yeah. Look, Daniel, thank you so much for the interview. Thanks for the great music, man. And definitely, when the album comes out, let's talk again.
You got it. Thanks, man.